Here are the cards that my wife keeps in her wallet since moving to the suburbs. So a little update video. The wallet or purse she uses to keep her cards in, she found from Michael Kors. Has a little pink up here, and a bunch of MK logos with this nice little chain, along with a shoulder strap, but I took it off for this video. It has an outer pocket here, the inner pocket, and then it has card slots on the side inside the main pocket. On the other side, another pocket that she uses for cash. And then this pocket, and then that pocket. Since moving to the suburbs, she's been able to pack around a bigger purse. You know, she doesn't have to wear it as long because she gets a break in between when we go back to the car. So she's opted to use a purse to carry more stuff around. And this is a credit card setup I planned out for her to make it easier for her to use since moving to the suburbs. Because if she wasn't going to use my setup, she would put everything on her Discover It card she opened back in college, which doesn't earn the most cash back. So the first card I have in her wallet is, of course, the easiest to reach, American Express Rose Gold card. I keep this card on her for dining and groceries, which is basically the only things you can do out in the suburbs. So she's been using this card quite often after moving, which she doesn't mind because she likes the color of the card. So most of the time I don't have to worry about her using this card. I just have to remind her sometimes not to use it outside of groceries and dining. And this card is pretty useful, with each point that is earned is valued at 2 cents per point. So technically gaining 8% back on dining and groceries. So a pretty good card to have in the suburbs. Then the next card she keeps in here isn't actually a card. It's actually a mirror she carries around in case she would ever need it. You know, redoing her makeup or anything like that. It's nice because it's credit card size, so it fits in her credit card slots. Has little cats on it too. As you can see, just little cats doing some stretches. And then just a meow, so that's cute. Then the next card she keeps in here is actually 3. 2 you may have seen before in the last video. So this card isn't a credit card. This is a frequent shoppers card at one of her favorite stores she didn't have access to when we were living in DC. Half price books. And as you can tell, she loves to read and likes to get deals on books that she reads. So if she fills this entire card up, then she can get 25% off her entire purchase. So pretty good deal if you're going to be shopping there a lot anyways. And then of course the card she keeps in here is her AAA membership. There's an app you can download on your phone, but she likes to keep it on her just in case. So far since living here, especially since we've been driving more often, there's probably a higher chance of actually needing to use her AAA membership, whether that be for towing, discounts, or even discounted oil changes. If you don't know, at AAA locations you can get a cheaper oil change, so a nice card to have. And then of course she still has the MASA Card, or Medical Transportation Services card. So you know, gaining a cheaper cost of emergency services charges. Like if you need an ambulance, a helicopter, or something else to transport her to the nearest medical facility. Acts almost like a secondary insurance you have to buy separately on top of your insurance, but may be worth it. Then the next card in another easy to reach slot is the Chase Freedom Unlimited. I tell her it's a catch-all card. Use the light blue card for everything that you shouldn't use the rose gold card for. Because with this card, we'll get 1.5% back on everything, with each point worth 2 cents per point, meaning getting 3% back worth in value for everything. Also, for some reason, if she goes somewhere that won't take American Express, which is actually quite often in the suburbs, or a Costco, then she can use this card, since most places take Visa if they won't take American Express. Especially some dining places won't take American Express. And with the Freedom Unlimited, we can still get 3% back, valued at 6% back. So not a bad dining option credit card to have on hand. Also, if she uses this card at drugstores like CVS, then we'll also get 3% back, valued at 6% back. So if the purchase doesn't fit on her American Express Rose Gold card, it's pretty easy for her to remember to put on this card, especially with the drastically different color. That's one tip. If you're going to build a wallet for your player 2 who isn't as knowledgeable with credit cards and doesn't do well with labels, like my good friend Stanley, or you might know him as the Credit Frog, suggested to get a label maker and label the cards. But I've tried that with my wife and she actually gets more anxious, and even though the labels are on there, she gets panicky and doesn't read the labels. So if your player 2 is like mine, make sure the color of the cards are clearly different, because it makes it easier to reach for and to remember what card to use when. Then the next card under that is the Charles Schwab card. I've said this in my own personal What's in My Wallet video. We keep it in there just in case. Because most of the time when you're out here, there aren't too many ATMs that aren't a pain in the butt to get to. And you're willing to drive out to an ATM, we would rather drive to the closest bank we bank with, so we don't have to deal with the fee reimbursements at the end of the month. But I keep this in her wallet and don't want to leave the mall or drive to the closest bank like Bank of America or some gas station, then we'll use this card. And then the last card that is in her purse is of course the Costco membership card. Sometimes you just have to physically carry the Costco card, especially for the Costco gas stations. And like I said in my personal What's in My Wallet video, we got the executive membership. You can add another person for free, so 2 cards per membership. But the reason why we signed up for the executive membership is because if you spend more than $250 a month, you'll break even compared to the regular Costco membership. And anything you spend over that amount, that means you're actually making more back than if you were going to get the cheaper Costco membership. So it might be worth it for you, depending on how much you know you're going to spend at Costco. Some other things in this wallet is this pocket with cash in it. A little too much cash that we've gotten out for her, but just in case we need cash and can't find an ATM without leaving the parking lot, because I don't want to leave my parking spot, she keeps a little cash on her. It's not our preferred method, we really don't want to use it, but if we need to, we have it. Last thing she keeps in her purse other than a bunch of junk are these H&M coupons. And fun fact, we gotten all these from recycling our clothes, and H&M will give you one of these coupons per bag, which gets you 15% off, and you can use 5 of these coupons at once. So that was interesting to find out. Now that was all of the things that were in her big purse, but a lot of the times, like in the previous video, she keeps her MagSafe PopSocket wallet on her because it's the most convenient and easily attaches to the back of her phone. So in her MagSafe PopSocket wallet, she can put up to 3 cards. Next card she keeps in her wallet is her ID card. She almost got a driver's license because at the DMV, I went first. We were done as a couple, one after another, and the person who filled out our applications just assumed that my wife had a driver's license to transfer as well. Only then to be corrected by my wife, because my wife realized the DMV employee was asking a lot of weird questions like visual impairment or being an organ donor, because ID cards don't need that information. But yeah, she has an ID card for more or less self-identification for police, to buy alcohol, and to present at TSA. And then the last card that is in her wallet is her health insurance card. And I've told her time and time again that she can get the app and it has her health insurance card on there, but she still refuses and still wants to keep this card physically on her. So that's her personal choice. And yeah, those were all the cards my wife has in her wallet. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you later.